Hello and welcome to today's training webinar, Managing Email in 12D Synergy. I'm Sam and I'm on the marketing team here at 12D Synergy. This webinar is the fourth and final part of our 12D Synergy 101 series, which gives you a step-by-step insight into the essentials of operating the software. This webinar is ideal for the 12D Synergy novice or existing users who are wanting to learn how to manage their email with 12D Synergy. Today, you'll be given a full run-through of 12D Synergy's email management features. You'll learn how to securely file, manage, and retrieve project correspondence, including attachments with 12D Synergy. By the end of the training session, you'll be able to transform email clutter into clear and dependable documentation for each of your projects. Today, I'll be joined by Arturo De Gia from our training team. Arturo is a 12D Synergy expert and a skilled trainer of our email management tools. He has years of software training under his belt, so you'll be in safe hands. Before we start this training webinar, I'll just take you through some quick housekeeping. Firstly, this webinar is a recording from another training session we recently presented to help our new and existing users smoothly transition to working from home. As engineering and construction offices transition into a new future of remote working and data management, it was the perfect time to re-release the session. On your left-hand side, you'll find a chat box. Please feel free to ask us any questions throughout the webinar. While this training isn't live, we'll pass on your questions to our support and training teams to respond after the webinar. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here's Arturo.
Welcome to 12D Synergy 101 Part 4, Managing Email in 12D Synergy. I am Arturo and I will be guiding you through your training today. So today's agenda includes installation of the 12D Synergy Outlook plugin, the features of our Outlook ribbon, customization of your plugins, how to save emails to different jobs, folders, and project locations, and automated filing and stamping of emails. Email is essential and is used day-to-day for communication, deliverables, and now more than ever, it carries critical legal weight. Mountains of emails are accumulated over the length of infrastructure projects, and it is crucial that they are handled and stored correctly. Mismanaging your project emails can result in a number of challenges. Litigation risk due to mismanagement or lost emails is now more common than you would expect, with emails considered a valid document in court. This has caused for emails to be filed and managed just like any other business document. The productivity of projects can be harmed when project-critical correspondences is left on local machines, with no way of being able to access. Attachments, agreements, and other sensitive information will be lost and project productivity will stall. If push comes to shove and your firm is dragged into court, could you find the emails you sent and received 2 years ago? Or could you find the emails of an employee that left your company and took all their emails on their local machine? To minimize the risk of litigation, you need to have all correspondences centrally filed and easily accessible with search functionality. In this training session, I'm going to introduce you to the best practices and tips to help manage both your inbound and outbound email with 12D Synergy to help you avoid these common issues. 12D Synergy's email management features save time manually filing emails with automated stamps on incoming and outgoing messages. These emails will always be stored to specific jobs, in specific projects, so that all correspondence from particular works can be easily found when needed. 12D Synergy protects your organization from litigation with the creation of a tamper-free audit trail. Some of the benefits and features you will see throughout that can be used to combat these common issues are email correspondence centrally filed in the related project folder, stamped outgoing and incoming emails automatically filed, attachments automatically associated to the emails, rapid retrieval of email correspondence with powerful metadata-based searching. Now, before I dive into the ins and outs of our email tools, I will run you through how to install and set up our email management plugin for Outlook. Once you have downloaded the 12D Synergy Installer application to your machine, double-click on the icon. Allow the application to make changes to your machine. The installer wizard will run. Click Next to continue. Once you have read and understood the end-user license agreement, tick the Read and Accept option, then click Next. From this screen, you can now select the plugins that you want to install with your 12D Synergy. Tick the box to unselect the plugins you don't want to install with your 12D Synergy. Once you're done, click Next. The setup will install this application in the following folder. So if you want to install to a different location, click Browse and select another folder. Click Next to continue. The installation process will have a default directory for your 12D Synergy workspace. Click Next to continue. You also have the option to configure a default server location. Click Next to continue. Once all that information is collected, the installation process is ready to begin. Click the Install button to commence installation of your 12D Synergy. Emails can also be managed by 12D Synergy. The email management module in 12D Synergy still treats emails as files, but provides a special way to upload and track them. It can also prevent duplicate emails from being uploaded. It can detect when an email sent to several people in your organization is uploaded once, and will mark copies accordingly. However, a user is still able to upload a duplicate email manually, but 12D Synergy will notify that user that there is an existing copy. The interface to email management is via Microsoft Outlook versions 2010 or later. Managing your email with 12D Synergy means that all your emails are tracked in a central location, and the speed and power of 12D Synergy searching can also be applied to them. So let's now have a look at the Outlook plugins. When 12D Synergy is installed in your Outlook, you will have the 12D Synergy ribbon with a number of tools available to you. The Upload button allows you to manually save an email from Outlook into 12D Synergy. The Change button allows you to specify which 12D Synergy job you wish to connect to. The Change folder allows you to select a particular folder within the job to put your emails. The Current connection displays the job and the folder you are currently connected to in your 12D Synergy client. The Open in 12D Synergy option opens the path specified in the current connection in your 12D Synergy client. The Settings button opens the 12D Synergy Setup panel. This pretty much describes how your emails will be tracked. We will have a look at this shortly. The Favorite button allows you to save your favorite locations in 12D Synergy for easy access. Once you have set your job and folder locations, you can then save them as a favorite. The Search function is a similar function on how you do your searches in your 12D Synergy, but this function searches for your emails across the server. The Save Attachment button allows you to load attachments from emails into 12D Synergy folder. We'll have more on this later. The Show dropdown allows the display of your 12D Synergy favorite job and folder locations to the left-hand side of the inbox area. This gives the user the ability to manually drag and drop emails to the relevant job in the favorites. The Migration Wizard gives you the option to upload mass emails to a designated 12D Synergy folder. And of course, you do have the option to disable 12D Synergy plugins. So let's have a look how all of this works. When emails are uploaded, this depends on your settings. Generally, your Outlook will attempt to upload your emails whenever a new email is received and read, or a new email is actually sent out. There are several different ways you can interact Outlook with your 12D Synergy. Mainly, this is to do when your Outlook will attempt to send emails to 12D Synergy. You can choose the way how this works, and this is based on how your settings are set up. In settings, you have a few options to choose from. The everything setting, for this one, we don't have a choice. All emails will go into 12D Synergy folder of our choosing. Automatic. This allows you to add any new or outgoing emails and will prompt for extra information which jobs to use. The stamped emails only option adds all stamped emails but will do nothing for emails without stamps. Stamped emails plus outgoing, for our example, you can see this is the current active one. This option adds all the stamped emails to 12D Synergy, and it will prompt to add new outgoing emails to 12D Synergy. The Always Ask option will ask you if an email should be added to 12D Synergy when the email is read or sent out. The Manual Only option, this one does not give a prompt and lets you decide when you want an email to be added to 12D Synergy. To set a location and specify a 12D Synergy job you wish to connect to, click on the Change button in the ribbon. From the job list, double-click on the job to select, or highlight the job and tick Open. Then you can come to the Change Folder button in the ribbon. Pick your folder by browsing through your job folders. So for our example, we are going to select the Emails folder here. To add this as your favorite, simply tick the Add as Favorite option there at the bottom, then click Select. As you can see, when I come to my favorites area here, that is now added to the list. From this window, you can manage your favorites by adding and removing items from your favorites list. You can also see your favorites in your drop zone area in your Outlook. One way to upload an email to 12D Synergy. So for our example, I have an email that I have recently received. Now I go to the 12D Synergy plugin and hit the upload button. From the job and folder list here, I select the location for the upload and click on the Use button here at the bottom. The notification here lets you know that the email stamp is being applied to the uploaded email. I can now minimize my Outlook and go to my 12D Synergy client and see that the email is now uploaded to 12D Synergy. This is now probably a good time to point out the column options available for email uploads. If you want to reorder these columns, you can simply click and drag them around. The other alternative in uploading emails aside from the upload button is via the drop zone. Simply select the email and just drag and drop it to your preferred location in the drop zone area. This will also stamp and upload the emails to your 12D Synergy. So we talk about stamps. You will notice them in your 12D Synergy client, in the location where you keep your emails. For our example here, it is using the name as a stamp. So when an email is uploaded to your 12D Synergy, the email subject is modified to include a stamp. This setting is configured by your administrator, but the email stamp usually takes the format of a hashtag and whichever attribute value set by your administrator. The stamp is used by 12D Synergy to track which jobs your email should go into. If a new email is received, your Outlook will prompt you as to which job to use. So now, let's look at sending a new email. So for our example, I'm going to send out a new email as per normal. So going back to my Outlook, click on New Email, sending it to my client, subject, Dear client, requesting from you survey data information. Once you're done, click send to send out your email. As my settings is to prompt me for new outgoing emails, I will get this prompt to ask if I want to add this email to my 12D Synergy after I send it out. So for our example, I will say yes. Then it will ask me which job and folder I want to upload it to. So from my favorites list here, I will select the email correspondence folder and hit use. The outgoing email will now be sent out, and it will automatically be stamped on the way out and sent to your client. Now we go back to our 12D Synergy client. As you can see, the recent outgoing email is now added to the folder location. I will show you now how this email is received by the client. So going back to my Outlook, in my client inbox, the client will receive the email. When we open up that email, it now reflects the stamp in the subject line. So let's say the client replies to that email, adding any required attachments to the message. Normally, the email subject line is left as is, then they hit send. If I revert now to my inbox, once I receive that client's email, I open up that email. Your 12D Synergy will process it in the background. So if I come back to my 12D Synergy client, I don't have to do anything with it as it automatically files the email to the designated folder. If I go back now to that received email, if we go to the 12D Synergy plugin, one of the options here is to save attachments. So I click the Save Attachments button. In this window, by default, the attachments are selected or ticked. If you have multiple attachments, you can manage which attachments you want to bring by deselecting them from the list. But for our example, we only have one. So once you're done, click the Save button here at the bottom. From this window, browse to the folder location you want to save it. So I want to save it to my CAD drawings folder, inside 12D, and input data. Once done, tick Select. Select the appropriate option in your change history panel here. Your 12D Synergy will process that in the background, then click OK. So if we go back to our 12D Synergy and browse through the folder where we saved the file, you will find the attachments that we have just saved. You will also see in the Associations tab that it keeps its link to that email, so that you will always know which email that file came from. If you want to read and review the contents of that email, simply right-click on that Associations item and click Go To. That takes you back to that email, and likewise, it also shows the associated item to that save file. And finally, just as a side note, you also have the option to add a 12D Synergy column through the Outlook tools. As you can see, these are ticked on, meaning these emails are already uploaded into 12D Synergy. You can, as an option, delete these emails in your Outlook inbox. If you ever want to retrieve them again, you simply go to your 12D Synergy email folder location to access the said email.
Okay, thank you for sticking with us. From all of us at 12D Synergy, we would like to thank everyone who has attended our training webinars throughout this training series. This short series has helped train over 650 people in 12D Synergy. Here is a quick recap of what we have covered over the last couple of months. In our first webinar, we covered 12D Synergy Basics, where we looked at the fundamentals of operating our program, from opening a file to version control. Our second session was the 12D Model Data Management Training webinar, which provided best practices and a step-by-step guide through our 12D model tools. The third webinar was our CAD management course, where we delved into the basics of managing CAD files with 12D Synergy. If you missed out on any of these sessions or would like a replay of any of the webinars, please keep an eye out for an email soon where we will provide the links for the entire series. If you're interested in learning more about 12D Synergy, look no further. 12D Synergy has a free online training portal, the 12D Synergy Academy. You can catch up on all of the content from the webinar series, as well as our team collaboration and 12D model administration training topics. Signing up is simple, and once you have done so, all of our content is broken up into bite-sized training videos, allowing you to train on the go whenever you want to and at your own pace. Whether you're new, existing, or a non-12D Synergy user, the Academy courses are free and open to all. We'll send you a link to the 12D Synergy Academy in the follow-up email for more information. If you are interested in seeing any of the features from this webinar or the 101 series, please feel free to request a personalized demo of 12D Synergy for your company. Our team will tailor a presentation to your needs so that you can see the software in action, customized to your work style. To organize a session, simply type demo into the webinar chat and we will be in contact with you shortly. Or just let us know in the webinar survey. We'll also be sending a link to this in the follow-up email with more information. That concludes this training session and our 12D Synergy 101 series. Thank you for everyone that attended. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about 12D Synergy, you can contact us on info@12dsynergy.com or at 12dsynergy.com/contact.